Some laughed, others shouted, "Run, little one, the old man won't give up." Finally, the boy stopped, out of breath, hands on his knees. The father arrived a few seconds later, equally exhausted, still holding his stick. But instead of hitting him, he stopped dead. He looked at his son, this little guy who was still just a lost child, and dropped the stick. "Why, my son? Why did you do this to me?" the father asked, his voice broken. The boy lowered his head. For the first time, he didn't lie. He told him everything: the stolen money, the lottery tickets, the escape, everything. The father listened in silence, then placed a hand on his son's shoulder and said gently, "We're both fools in this house, you and I. But now we're going to try to change, okay?" That day, the father and son returned home together. Of course, things weren't perfect. The father still had to work hard to rebuild what he had lost, and the boy had to earn his father's trust back. But at least they were together, and that was a start. The father turned to his son with a tired smile. "Tomorrow, we'll look for work, and you'll go back to school. But if you lie to me again, I'll send you to the goats." The boy burst out laughing, and for the first time in a long time, the house echoed with something it hadn't known in years: hope. After hitting rock bottom, literally, as even his last pair of sandals had almost gone to the casino, the father finally pulled himself together. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, even the most stubborn people eventually open their eyes, usually when all that's left to sell is dust. His son, who had outsmarted him, proving that a clever child is better than a financial advisor, decided to put him back on the right path. "Dad, you know how to dig yourself into debt, but you also know how to dig for real. Come on, let's work." And so, the father gathered his courage, a hammer and a shovel, and started working. At first, it wasn't glamorous. One day, he came home with a coin, the next day with 2 coins. But over the weeks, the money began to pile up, a little like the debts used to, except this time, it was going in the right direction. Once he had a bit of money and a lot of sweat on his hands, the father made a solemn decision to go see his son's mother. He wanted to show her that even a man who's fallen lower than the ground can eventually rise again. When he arrived at her house, it was a surprise. She, still as beautiful as ever in her neatly adjusted apron, still as hardworking as if she had 1,000 lives, and, most importantly, still ready to listen, even though her arms were crossed, ready to remind him of his mistakes. The father, humbler than ever, said, "I know I messed everything up, but today I've changed. I have a job, I'm earning money honestly, and I want to rebuild our family. Give me a chance." Mothers, even the angriest ones, always have a soft spot in their hearts. She agreed to come back, but on one condition: no more casinos. And so, the little family was reunited. The father worked even harder to prove that he had truly changed. His son, proud of him, began to help, and even the mother, who had never stopped working, finally found some time to rest. But then, the best part of it all? The father soon earned more than the mother, which made him even happier, and a little proud, let's be honest. Because, let's face it, even if a mother works for 10 years, when dad gets serious, he always ends up passing her. It's a universal law. And if anyone disagrees, let them say so in the comments. With the savings he had accumulated, the father made a funny decision: to open a casino. But this time it wasn't a gamble, oh no. It was just to watch others lose their money while he filled his pockets. Sitting in a corner, he laughed as he heard the players say, "This time, it's the right one, I'm going to win." The father simply replied, "Go ahead, my friends, I've already lost enough for a lifetime." And that's how he ended up, rich, happy, and most importantly, reconciled with his family, proving that you can always change for the better, as long as you have a son smarter than you to kick you into gear. Go ahead, subscribe. Otherwise, your son will end up just like you, or like his uncle, a casino lover. But don't worry, it always gets resolved in the end. I love you all so much. Thank you very much, my dear subscribers. Good luck to all the casino enthusiasts.